Way up high in the Himalayas, there's a journey of faith to a temple that wasn't built by human hands. Nope. It's a place where geography, belief, and myth are literally frozen together in time. So today, we're going to make that extraordinary journey to the Amarnath cave. And that's the central mystery, isn't it? How can you have a temple where nobody ever laid a single stone? We're not talking about a shrine carved into a cliffside or built with timber. This is a sacred space sculpted entirely by nature, deep inside a remote mountain cave. And believe me, remote doesn't even begin to cover it. The Amarnath cave sits at a staggering 3,888 meters, that's almost 13,000 feet, above sea level. To give you some perspective, that's way higher than most ski resorts, putting you well into the zone where altitude sickness is a real danger. So this isn't just a number. It's our first clue to just how immense the physical and spiritual challenge of this pilgrimage really is. So what on earth draws hundreds of thousands of people to this incredibly extreme environment? It all comes down to this, the ice lingam. Now, this isn't some man-made idol. It's a stalagmite made of pure ice, formed drip by freezing drip from the cave's ceiling. And for devotees, this is the living, breathing symbol of the Hindu deity Lord Shiva. Okay, to really get the importance of Amarnath, you have to understand the cave itself. This isn't just a setting for a story. The environment is the story. It is a shrine literally forged by nature's own hand. Just try to picture this. You're in the high glacial terrain of Jammu and Kashmir. Even in the middle of summer, the temperature at night plummets below freezing. This intense climate is the secret ingredient that allows the ice lingam to form. But here's the really incredible part. It's not static. It actually grows and shrinks with the cycles of the moon, hitting its absolute peak on the full moon of the Hindu month of Shravan. And this is the key insight. Nature isn't just providing a house for the shrine, it's actively creating and shaping it, performing a continuous divine ritual. But why this cave? Out of all the caves in all the Himalayas, what makes this natural ice formation so incredibly sacred? Well, the answer is buried deep in the divine legend that gives this place its soul. You see, at the very heart of this pilgrimage is the legend of the Amar Katha, which means the story of immortality. The tale goes that Lord Shiva picked this totally isolated, hard-to-reach cave specifically to share the secret of eternal life with his wife, goddess Parvati, far away from any prying ears. That's why the name Amarnath literally means Lord of Immortality. Now here's where myth and geography become one. To make sure the secret stayed a secret, Shiva is said to have shed parts of himself and his companions all along the route. He left his bull, Nandi, at a place called Pahalgam. He released the moon from his hair at Chandanwari. His serpents were left at Sheshnag Lake. And finally, at Panchatarni, he let go of the 5 elements of the mortal body. And get this, these aren't just points in a story. They are the exact trail that pilgrims follow today, turning a physical trek into a powerful reenactment of a divine journey. So we have the incredible nature and the powerful myth. But this is no recent discovery. The path to Amarnath is ancient, worn down by the feet of the faithful for thousands and thousands of years. Let's trace those footsteps through time. This timeline just shows you the unbelievable endurance of this pilgrimage. We're talking about mentions in texts that go back over 5,000 years. By the 12th century, it's being documented in Kashmiri history. Then, after being lost for a while, legend says it was rediscovered in the 15th century by a Muslim shepherd named Buddha Malik, which just shows you its cross-cultural importance. Over the centuries, it was supported by Hindu, Mughal, and Sikh rulers, all recognizing its power. It was really only in the 20th century that the journey, the yatra, became the massive organized event we see today. All right, so that's the ancient history, but what does it actually take to walk this path today? What is the modern spiritual quest to Amarnath really like? Today, pilgrims have a choice to make. You've got the traditional Pahalgam route, a 46-kilometer trek that takes about 3 to 5 days. It's a more gradual, scenic journey that follows Shiva's mythical path and, crucially, gives your body time to acclimatize. Or there's the modern Baltal route. It's much shorter, only 14 kilometers, but it is incredibly steep and difficult, usually done in just a day or two. So the choice really comes down to your time, your fitness, and whether you're looking for that traditional, slower experience or a more direct, hardcore challenge. And let's be really clear about something. This is a serious undertaking. Safety is everything. Getting properly acclimatized to the altitude is absolutely non-negotiable. It's a journey of slow, steady walking, drinking tons of water, and having the right gear for sub-zero temperatures and wild weather. And with mandatory official registration, this is so much more than a hike. It's a full-blown expedition that demands total respect for the mountain. There's a quote from our research that just nails it perfectly. Amarnath is not just a destination. It is a spiritual expedition where history, geography, and faith merge. It's a journey where the intense physical challenge and the act of pure devotion are completely intertwined. You can't have one without the other. And that leaves us with one profound final question. In our world of modern comforts, what is it that drives millions of people to face brutal cold, dangerously thin air, and treacherous mountain paths, all for a fleeting glimpse of an ice formation in a cave? The answer, I think, has to be in that powerful, unexplainable mix of nature, myth, and the timeless human search for something divine.